My 8-year-old daughter asked me out for pizza. Just the two of us, she said. Something special. I thought it was sweet. Daddy-daughter time. We sat in that red booth by the window, greasy cheese and flickering neon lights outside. Then she looked at me with those big brown eyes and whispered the words that destroyed everything. Daddy, I don't want another father. Mommy talks to another man on video. She sends him hearts and kisses. The smell of pepperoni turned my stomach. My hands went numb. She'd been carrying this secret for weeks, terrified, protecting me while I lived in blissful ignorance. I'd known my wife since she was 14 years old. Two broken kids from broken homes. She was raised by an aunt who barely tolerated her. I bounced between relatives who saw me as a burden. We found each other in that pain, shared loneliness. When she turned 18, we got married so we could finally escape, build something that was ours. No one believed we'd last. We were going to prove them all wrong. We had Thursday movie nights, cheap takeout, terrible rom-coms, her feet in my lap. I worked double shifts at the warehouse while she finished school. We lost 2 babies before they ever took a breath. 5 months pregnant, twice, and then just gone. The hospital smell, the silence in the car ride home. But we kept trying. I told her one morning, out of nowhere, that she was pregnant again. She laughed at me, called me crazy, but I knew. I felt it. And I knew it was a girl. When that test came back positive, I cried like a child. 5 months later, the ultrasound confirmed it was a daughter. She went to 4 different clinics because she couldn't believe I'd been right. Our little girl arrived, and holding her for the first time felt like proof that broken people could create something perfect. We named her after a song my wife loved. 3 years later, I woke up with that same feeling. Told my wife she was pregnant with a boy. She rolled her eyes, said I wasn't psychic, but I was right again. 2 kids, a cramped apartment. We were exhausted and happy and whole. Then, last year, everything shifted. My wife started taking medication for depression, thyroid issues, weight gain. The doctor said it happens sometimes. I noticed her becoming distant. Phone always face down, showering at odd hours. When I asked, she told me I was paranoid, seeing problems that didn't exist. So I stopped asking, told myself I was being insecure. Until that pizza place, my daughter's confession. I drove home with my hands shaking so badly I almost ran a red light. I confronted my wife in our kitchen, the same kitchen where we'd had 1,000 normal breakfasts. She admitted it immediately, said it was nothing serious, just trying to make me jealous, just needed attention. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. I called her psychiatrist the next day. Found out my wife had been on those pills for 2 years, not one. 2 years of missed appointments, blocked calls, avoiding follow-ups. The doctor told me the medication could alter personality, cause impulsive behavior, but she couldn't help if my wife refused to show up. I felt the ground shifting beneath me. Then I did something I'll never forget. I searched my wife's name on the internet, looking for dating profiles, anything. What I found was worse. A post on a forum. Her name, her words. I cheated on my husband, and I don't know if I love him anymore. I want to go back because I'm afraid of life without him, but I have mixed feelings. I read it 3 times. The coffee I'd been drinking tasted like metal. She'd been asking strangers whether to leave me, broadcasting our most intimate crisis to people who'd never meet us, never know our kids' names, never understand what we'd survived together. I screenshotted it, printed it, confronted her that night. She broke down immediately. Asked me, why did God let you find out? Not, I'm sorry. Not, I'll fix this. Just, why did I have to know? She cried, begged, swore she'd end it. For the kids, I forgave her. Told myself people make mistakes. Love is about second chances. 2 weeks later, I found messages on her tablet. She'd never stopped talking to him. I confronted her again in our bedroom, the one we'd painted together when we moved in. Why? I asked. My voice was steady, cold. She wouldn't look at me. Just happened, she said. How long? Does it matter? Yes, I said, it matters. She twisted her wedding ring. A few months. I showed her the forum post. You asked strangers if you should leave me. When were you going to tell me yourself? Her face crumpled. I don't know. I'm confused. Confused about what? I don't know if I love you anymore, she whispered. Those words hit me like a fist to the chest. I moved out that night, took a bag of clothes and slept on my brother's couch. Told myself I was done. But 2 days later, the grief arrived like a tidal wave. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't breathe without thinking of her. I'd never loved anyone this deeply, never imagined I could forgive infidelity. But there I was, calling her, begging for another chance. We tried again, on and off for 2 months. November, December, she swore she'd changed. Then, right before Christmas, I found new messages. She'd been sleeping with me while still seeing him. I asked her, why? She said, because you know how to make me feel like a woman. I felt filthy, used, like I was just convenient. That night, I made a decision I'm not proud of. I don't remember all the details. I remember waking up in a hospital bed, unable to move or open my eyes, paralyzed but conscious. I could hear everything. Doctors telling my father-in-law they didn't know if I would make it. My heart rate was erratic, spiking, crashing, spiking again. Then I heard her voice, my wife, sobbing. She grabbed my hand and whispered, God, please forgive me. Don't take him away. I realize now how much I love him. My heart monitor went wild. The doctors pulled her out of the room to stabilize me. I woke up hours later, signed myself out against medical advice, and went home. But nothing changed. Same cycle, same pain. I moved into a studio apartment crosstown. Started seeing a therapist who told me I needed to let go, but I couldn't. 3 days without sleep became normal. I'd stare at my phone, wanting to call her, hating myself for wanting to. Women from work asked me out. I couldn't even consider it. My wife was filing for divorce. I was unraveling. I live alone now. The apartment smells like nothing. No her perfume, no kids' chaos, just silence. Some nights I still reach for my phone to text her something funny, then remember. The divorce papers came last week. I haven't signed them yet. My daughter calls every Sunday, asks if I'm okay. She's 9 now, old enough to see through my lies. I keep thinking about that pizza place. Her scared little face when she said, I don't want another father. She knew what was coming before I did. She tried to warn me. Last Sunday, she asked if I was happy. I told her the truth. I don't know, sweetheart, but I'm trying. She said, you're still magic, Daddy. You knew I was a girl before anyone else. You just forgot. Maybe she's right. Maybe I just need to remember who I was before that booth, before those forum posts, before I learned that loving someone with your whole heart doesn't mean you get to keep them. The divorce finalizes next month. I still don't know if I'll survive it. But my daughter believes I'm magic. For her, I have to try.